Good day, folks. I'm out exploring today. My favorite thing to do. Today we're doing some soil testing. I got a bit of hiking to do to get out to where I need to go. The coordinates, I got dialed in. The snow's not too bad. It's about 8 inches deep right now, so could be worse. But you know what? I'm psyched. Hope you enjoy. Gotta go up in that way, 0.3 miles, and I'm at the first place. Got about another 400 feet to go. Almost there. If you ever want to feel completely alone, this is the place. It's foggy, it's wintry, and this is literally the middle of nowhere. So any noise you hear in the woods, you're like, what's that? Recently I learned some stuff about this area. But basically, I'm in a pit. And this is something that was left here possibly thousands of years ago. So I'm gonna do some soil testing around here and see what I find. I'm gonna probably end up either bringing it home or panning it down in the brook. This is what I came here for, though. Rusty material. I'm gonna do some digging. I'm looking for red and black material that I'm finding also on the land. I'm gonna scout around, see what I find. And this is a spine right here that goes up and through these trees, and you can see more of it poking up here. So this is all just a quartz mix. I'm going to do some soil testing, see what we find. All right, so I'm hitting a lot of rock down there too. I believe that might be the rock outcrop picking back up down below. And I got in the Tupperware a sample. So I'm gonna go dig over there and then add a little bit more. I'm about 30 inches down now, and I'm finding some really broken down iron coated rocks. So I'm going to go down just a little bit further and then finish off that sample. And then we're going to go up to the middle pit that I got to hike up to. And that's going to be, it's going to be a good little hike up that little pot too. Before I make my way up to the middle pit, which is up there, just want to point something out. If you're in the woods alone and you bring only one fuel canister and there's no water source, fill up at the brook. I should have filled up my filter bag down there. Instead, I've been using this to melt snow. Big time rookie era. There's these old historical reminders like the stone wall. This stone wall here, like most of New England when it was about 80% deforested over hundreds of years. And it's just crazy because you look around, you're like, there's nothing out here. So they were farming at one point, building stone walls and marking their land. I've arrived at the middle pit, and rock outcrops all the way up, just benching their way. As you can see, it's very similar looking to the other pit I was in. So I'm gonna look around and see where I want to dig some test holes. It is dead silence out here. I'm looking around and I find this little hole right here, almost ready-made. Nice depression. The hills, it's going to be hard to see on camera, but it just does this underneath all this brush. And then the rock outcrops line the top and then disappear underground. Starting to get into some of that red on some of this stuff and on the sidewall a little bit. Keep digging. Getting down there. This thing's about a good solid 3 feet deep now. The sample's going to be smaller on this middle pit I only have 2 of these little tiny Tupperwares. I don't even have covers, so I gotta put those at the bottom of the bucket. But anyway, I'm only gonna be able to fill 1 of these and call that mid pit. And then basically, I'm only gonna take the reddest dirt I can find. If red and black, whatever. There's the sample. I'm gonna fill in this hole and get out of here. Just did a time check and figured out upper pit's only about 450 feet that way. I'm going for it. I'm gonna go see if, just at least scout it, maybe dig a hole. I'm not sure yet. See, you got a nice view out here. Lots of coyote and deer tracks out here. Tons of coyote tracks. Oh, there it is. So this would be upper pit. And you can see right there, it goes real sharp up the hill to the ridge. The rock outcrops here are very defined. You can see right there, there's a nice slab just coming down, probably goes right under. And you can tell where the depression is, because this is all higher right here. The depression's right there, and then obviously up. So it tells me where I should be digging. I want to dig at my lowest spot I can find. All right, let's go poke around and see what's up on that little tiny mini ridge line there. See if there's anything interesting that sticks out. One thing that's hitting me as I get up here is this might be an active feeder stream down below. I'm gonna have to come back here in the spring, and it might come from right to left and then go back down that way because the ridge line's up there. The exposed rock up here, these slabs look a lot different than middle and lower pit. A lot more iron staining. Pretty cool looking slabs. This is going to be a navigational nightmare in the spring though. You can tell when these little trees start growing, it's going to be crazy to get through here. It's going to be like a jungle. Up on the ridge though, I can see a lot of exposed rock, a ton. That's going to be investigated in the spring. I can't wait to kind of dig around there and just see. So either way, but rock outcrop central up there. Love seeing this. Starting to hit a hard pack layer right down there. So let's see what I can dig out of there and then get out of here. Got the upper pit sample. I'm out of here. Can't wait to eat lunch. I'm glad it didn't end up snowing today because I can follow my tracks all the way back to the truck. I got 2 other systems, 2 other ways to get out of here also. I got maps and compass. I've studied the topos, so that's kind of one. And then my watch, I got a Garmin Instinct 2. This is a fantastic watch. You can pre-program all your coordinates in, follow it. The battery lasts a long time. It's this thing's invaluable, but it runs on batteries. Orienteering is the backup, old school. Map, compass, and studying the topos before I go in. If it was snowing, I wouldn't be able to get out of here following the tracks. So it's kind of nice. I don't have to use the watch battery. While my lunch is cooking, I guess, there's hot water in there. I want to go over a couple things that maybe they'll help you. And this isn't to be preachy. This is just more of when you're outside in the winter, there are some things that you can bring with you. It's going to help, obviously, first aid kit. I have Ziploc bags with extra socks. I have 1 raincoat here, and there's another raincoat inside my pack. These right here are wetsuit gloves. I surf. I haven't been surfing in a while, but I do surf. You end up having to stay the night. Your extremities are going to get real cold. These will keep your hands toasty throughout the night. In my bag, there's a saw, a foldable saw. So if I got stuck out here for the night and I had to mound up a bunch of snow, and I also have extra food for calories, because that's going to take a lot of calories out of my body. But if I had to mound up snow, build a little snow cave, the camping saw is going to cut down the stuff I need to make bedding. And I have, in the first aid kit, I have a rod to start a fire. I got lighters with me. I got matches that are in Ziploc bags. I have the little tiny camp stove that I just put away to help me start a fire. So I have 2 or 3 different ways to start fire also. So just a couple things. You never know. You can get lost in the woods pretty easy sometimes. So I'm in the basement, gonna go through the material. One thing I want to point out is these are not concentrates. This is just a couple shovelfuls of dirt from 3 different areas. So basically what I'm looking for is black sands, magnetite, hematite, garnet sands, any garnets, any types of pyrite. If I find gold, I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. But the goal is to find out what's in this material to see if I should investigate further in those 3 pit areas. So let's go through that stuff. Right now I have this for panning, this big tub. This was my winter clothes storage at one point. You know how that goes. And I got this for classifying down the material. What I'm going to end up doing is going through 4 different classifications to start: 1/4 inch, 10 mesh, 20 mesh, and 30 mesh. So here's the material. This is the lower pit. This is the middle pit, which that material, the middle pit material, was much redder. And then here's the upper pit material. So you can see this is only a couple shovelfuls of just raw dirt. So let's see what's in it. So I'm going to pan the lower pit first and that water is going to get real nasty real quick. I'm going to try and get all the lights off and then we'll classify. Gonna break it all up good too. Look at this stuff. This stuff is gross. Nice and slow. This water is gross. Here's everything classified down for the lower pit. One thing I'm noticing is there's a lot of broken down garnet in the number 10 that you can kind of see in the number 20. I'm not sure if that little red hue is showing up, but there's a lot of garnet in here. So I'm going to take the magnetics out and then see how much magnetics are in this stuff. So that's it for the magnetics, not much. It's about a shovelful of material that I went through for lower pit. These are some of the bigger rocks that I'm finding. There's a lot of garnet in this one. World's smallest pan. Alright, so I got one little micro piece of gold showing up so far. I'm actually surprised that I found even a piece of gold, but I'm gonna keep going through the material. This is still lower pit. Okay, there's one more tiny little piece right there. So, shovel full of dirt. 2 little tiny pieces of gold. Okay, here's the middle pit material. I'm going to pan all the light material out of this and then classify this same thing. It looks like a pile of dog poop. Okay, here's the mid pit material classified down. This is definitely the most work I've ever done over 2 shovelfuls of dirt. So let's see what's in it. First thing I'm noticing is a lot less garnet material in this and a lot less shaley looking material. There was some shale looking material in here, but definitely a lot less than in the lower pit. So mid pit didn't have anything for gold. I'm going to move on to the high pit. See what we get. Everything from upper pit is classified down. I'm noticing there's really no garnets at all in the 10 plus material. This rock right here has iron all over it. It's super heavy. And then there's a nice mix of quartz too that I'm finding in the upper pit. So as a final thing, I basically dumped everything back into this pan, panned it out to just cons, and then I found one little tiny piece of gold. So 3 pieces total in just 2 shovelfuls of dirt. Here's my takeaway. Garnets, real heavy, lower pit. Garnet sands, heavy, lower pit. Magnetics, lower pit. Mid pit, not much of anything that's really too surprising or sticking out. Upper pit, more quartz concentrated, no garnets at all. My conclusion, go back to lower pit. Find the nearest water source that's running, what we call a feeder stream up here in New England. Look for that feeder stream, dig it heavily, see what's in it, and who knows. If there's something I missed and you guys see something from the footage, hey, look over here, let me know. I'm always up for any suggestions and to do more studying on the maps. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Be well. I'm up working on a roof, and on the cheek where the 2 roof lines meet, there is a white claw. Why there's an alcoholic drink up on a roof line? The world's ending.